The news that Russian Security Council Secretary Sergei Shoigu underwent a planned medical examination is not being viewed in political circles as an ordinary event, but as clarification of the issue regarding his future career. Russian press wrote about this. According to the information, such a medical examination is usually conducted before military personnel are released into the reserve and is considered a necessary stage of this process. It is assumed that events will develop according to two scenarios. The first option is an honorable resignation and Shoigu's transfer to the Federation Council, as well as a complete avoidance of any comments on anti-corruption measures taken in the country's defense industry. The second option is criminal prosecution. Against the background of investigations into corruption schemes in the Ministry of Defense, this possibility is increasingly growing. Because it seems unlikely that large-scale financial transactions carried out there could take place without the minister's knowledge. It was noted that people close to Shoigu say that he is in an uncertain situation after leaving his post as Minister of Defense. For Shoigu, who will turn 70 in a few weeks, this seems like a good time to retire. Indeed, his activity has slowed down considerably this year. He last appeared in public in April, at a meeting of representatives of the BRICS countries. Shoigu has not been remembered for anything this year. It seems that he was given this position only so that he could quietly leave after the arrests of his deputies. Recall, the International Criminal Court issued arrest warrants for Sergei Shoigu, the former Russian defense minister, and leading Russian General Valery Gerasimov on Tuesday for alleged crimes committed during Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In a press release, the court said judges had found there were reasonable grounds to believe that the two suspects bear responsibility for missile strikes carried out by Russian armed forces against Ukrainian electricity infrastructure from at least October 10, 2022 until at least March 9, 2023. Russian officials were suspected of having committed war crimes and crimes against humanity for directing attacks against civilians and civilian objects in Ukraine. Drone operators of the 100th Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces have released footage depicting the scene on the battlefield after another unsuccessful attack by the occupying Russian army in the city of Toretsk in eastern Donetsk region. The footage, which was shared on Telegram channels, shows a large number of dead bodies of the occupying army soldiers spread across a wide area, as well as various armored combat vehicles and motorcycles recovered from the rubble. It should be noted that the soldiers of the occupying Russian army have been trying to completely capture the city of Toretsk for a long time, but have not been able to do so.
US AeroVironment has recently introduced its new long-range loitering one-way attack drone called Red Dragon. Its key feature is full autonomy, enabling it to detect and strike targets without operator input and even without a GPS signal. During the SOF Week 2025 conference, company representatives told the war zone that the Red Dragon loitering munition has already seen battlefield testing by at least one unnamed customer. It should be noted that multiple types of aerovironment drones have been operating in Ukraine for some time now. Among them are Switchblade 300 and 600, both proving effective in combat. One notable example was the destruction of a Russian Tor surface-to-air missile system using the larger Switchblade 600 in coordination with a Shark reconnaissance UAV. In addition to the Switchblade series, Ukraine also employs Jump 20 reconnaissance UAVs and probably the RQ-11 Raven as well. Ukraine is currently the only battlefield offering real-world testing conditions for drones in a heavily contested environment. Thus, it's possible that the declared Red Dragon's combat experience was obtained by covertly deploying the system in the Ukrainian war zone. According to Militani, it is also worth noting that the company is planning to create an export variant of the Red Dragon that will not be subject to the international traffic in arms regulations from the US Department of State. This will allow the company to avoid a ban on arms sales to Ukraine if Donald Trump's administration were to introduce one. Red Dragon's extensive autonomy is ensured by its visual navigation system and optical seeker, which allows the drone to continue performing tasks in the event of a GPS signal loss. It also significantly speeds up the training of operators as Red Dragon searches, identifies, and attacks independently. The operator simply selects the target area, and the drone autonomously moves there to begin its search. Depending on the scenario, the drone either attacks the target autonomously or marks it on the map and tracks it until the operator issues an attack command. The drone has the following characteristics. Autonomously, it can fly as far as 400 kilometers, reduced to the signal range of 65 kilometers when controlled by an operator, although it can be expanded using airborne repeaters. Combatable armaments include a 10-kilogram warhead, an electronic warfare suite, and more. The top speed is 160 kilometers an hour and the cruising speed is 90 kilometers an hour.